I'm going to go over some of the market needs for our business. So the first one would be that students need an easily accessible way to get help with their homework. Right now, Slack is available for students on campus at Texas State, but only during certain times, and it's only in the library, which could be a problem for people who don't live on campus and don't have a parking pass, because then they would have to spend lots of extra money just to have a parking pass and get on campus, or they would have to take out a bigger chunk of their day just to get on campus. So it really needs a tutoring service where they can meet wherever you feel comfortable or somewhere that's not on campus. The second one would be students also need to be able to make sure that their tutors can cater to the way that they learn. So they need a way to kind of figure out if the way the tutor teaches them suits them and they can actually learn from it, rather than just having information repeated and it's still not registering with them, because everybody does learn a little bit differently. And then the last one is going to be students need a way to make sure their tutors are credible and knowledgeable about the subjects that they tutor in. So it's always a risk getting with a tutor that you aren't really familiar with at first, because you don't know if what they're teaching you or helping you with is actually the correct way. So there needs to be a way that students that are using our business can really know if their tutor is good at tutoring or if they really know what they're talking about.
How the needs were met. Create a website for tutoring. Have an app that connects with the website so they can look on the website or through their mobile phones to find tutors. Have sections on the website for certain subjects such as history, math, English, or science classes, along with the class number for college students. The tutors will have reviews on them so the students can see the average scores depending on the subject.
For the process of implementing Tutor on the Go, we plan on creating a website using Squarespace. On this website, we'll have tutors listed available for our students in the various subjects that they are knowledgeable in. The tutors will charge $15 an hour, and the students will pay via Cash App directly to each tutor. That way there's no third party involved. We'll partner up with local schools and universities. That way there's a common ground that the student and tutor both have.
Some obstacles to overcome are finding credible tutors, finding neutral study spots for both the tutor and the student where they're both comfortable with, the lack of motivation/laziness, payment methods, figuring out how to divide the funds, and no background checks. The no background checks is probably the hardest because people are criminals and you never know when someone's being shady or not. So it's definitely difficult to find genuinely smart, educated people who don't want any motive behind it.
To find credible tutors, we considered having them take basic entrance exams to prove they're knowledgeable enough to tutor, as well as checking their transcripts and GPA. To find neutral meeting spots, we thought about having specific rules each location should follow, like being a public space or a space that is used for studying, like a library or a cafe. To overcome lazy tutors, we decided putting incentives and bonuses in place would help counteract that. In terms of paying the tutors, we decided against cash and PayPal and thought Cash App would be best because it's free and secure. When dividing the funds, we realized we had a lot of things that potentially would cost money, so we decided to prioritize and put the funds towards things that there was no way we could do for free. We had to cut corners in other places to make other things happen. And instead of implementing background checks, we were having the tutors provide references and contacting them.
We were given $350 to start up our business, and the breakdown of that money would be $16 a month going to an email service provider costs, which adds up to $194 a year. And we would also have $50 to put towards marketing expenses. As far as profit goes, our tutors would make $15 an hour, and 10 of which they would keep, and the other $5 would go to our company.
As far as what we learned via making Tutor on the Go, we decided that there were several obstacles that we overcame, and that the overall concept of a startup takes a lot more time and a lot more money than one might think it is. There's a whole lot of planning and decision making that can really go into the process before you're truly open for business. We had to make smart decisions and allocate the attention of the business where we felt the competitors were lacking. Our main priority was creating a product or service that our intended market could get the most out of. With that being said, our next step with the profits that we make is to expand our base and create a mobile app. We think this platform will be easier for consumers to access, and we predict that future investors can see a large ROI if they choose to invest with us. And ultimately, the biggest obstacle we're going to get into is with our tutors and the reliability aspects. But we really hope that the business continues to run well, and we look forward to the future of Tutor on the Go.